On July 15, 2025, Damascus was jolted awake by a barrage of explosions. The Syrian Defense Ministry, a symbol of Assad's regime, was engulfed in flames. News of the attack spread instantly. Explosions rocked Damascus. Syrian Defense Ministry hit. The Israeli Defense Forces quickly claimed responsibility, citing a precision airstrike and drone attack. Israel's message was clear. They had struck at the heart of the Syrian regime. Officials described the operation as a targeted move to neutralize threats, emphasizing advanced weaponry and intelligence. The Syrian government condemned the attack, vowing retaliation and blaming Zionist aggression. But this was more than a military strike. It was a response to a crisis brewing in southern Syria. The world's attention shifted from the burning capital to Sweida, where a proud community was fighting for survival. The Israeli strike internationalized a local conflict, linking the fate of the Syrian government to the struggles of the Druze people. In the Middle East, no conflict exists in isolation. Every action pulls at the threads of history, religion, and geopolitics. The events in Damascus were the climax of weeks of tension. Now, the region braced for what would come next. The fragile peace was unraveling before the world's eyes. To understand the Damascus strike, look south to Sweida, home to Syria's Druze minority. Weeks of protests over corruption and economic collapse had erupted into armed clashes between Druze militias and government forces. Pro-government militias, allegedly backed by Damascus, cracked down on Druze towns with shelling and arrests. Druze fighters, led by local sheikhs, took up arms, not to topple Assad but to defend their people. The violence escalated, turning villages into battlegrounds and sparking a humanitarian crisis. Families fled, homes burned, and the social fabric unraveled. The Syrian army, stretched thin, struggled to control the chaos. Sweida borders the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights, home to another Druze community. Israeli military planners watched nervously as instability crept closer. The fear, the conflict could spill over, or Iran and Hezbollah could exploit the chaos. Sweida's crisis was now a direct security threat for Israel. After the Damascus strike, Israel laid out its case. Officials framed the attack as a mission to protect Druze communities in Syria from regime-backed violence. They cited a moral obligation to their Druze brethren and drew parallels to past atrocities. The second reason, border security. Israel claimed Iran and Hezbollah were embedding with pro-government militias aiming to establish a new front near Israel. The strike was a warning to Damascus. Harboring these groups would have consequences. The Druze community in Israel, deeply integrated and influential, pressured the government to act. The operation was both a show of solidarity and a strategic move to disrupt the Iran-Syria-Hezbollah axis. Israel sought to reshape the southern front, turning crisis into a potential security asset. The strike was a calculated gamble in a high-stakes regional game. Behind the headlines, families in Sweida faced devastation. Parents like Yusuf and Layla fled with their children as shelling destroyed their neighborhood. Young Druze fighters died defending their villages. Elders were killed by stray mortars. Homes, schools, and clinics lay in ruins. For those who stayed, daily life meant hunger, fear, and uncertainty. The Israeli strike brought mixed feelings. Some hoped for relief, others feared harsher reprisals. Many worried their towns would become a proxy battlefield. The people of Sweida were caught between powerful forces, praying for peace but bracing for more war. Their fate was now tied to decisions made far beyond their borders. The Druze are a people whose identity transcends borders: Syrian, Lebanese, Israeli. The crisis in Sweida reverberated across the region, putting pressure on leaders in all three countries. For Israel, intervention was both strategic and deeply personal. For Lebanon, instability threatened to reignite sectarian tensions. The Druze are a linchpin community. Their fate shapes the region's stability. Now, after Israel's intervention, the Middle East stands at a crossroads. Will the strike protect the Druze or provoke greater catastrophe? The answer will shape the future of the Druze and the region itself.